Hello everyone, this is Jeevanandam. Welcome to the presentation on friend function into the C++ programming. These are all the session objective. Today we are going to see what all the static data members can be used into the object-oriented programming and how can we use it into the particular classes, and how can we pass the object as a function argument and friend function and friend classes. Okay, let us see one by one. Friend function. Before getting into the topic, we just want to know what is the friend function and why we need it. Okay, into the object oriented programming, we are using the access specifier for accessing the class member functions and member variables. At the time of using the private data members function and member variable, it cannot be shared with the another classes. If we want to share that, we have to use the friend functions. So we need a friend functions. Okay, so we have to use the private data member functions and variables into the another classes. At the time, we can share that by using the friend function, and let us see how it is used. The friend function actually declared by using the particular general syntax. This is a syntax. We can see the window. The friend is a keyword. It can be used as a return type. The friend function cannot have the specific return type, so we can use the keyword friend as a return type, and followed that we can use the function name, and into that, as usual, into the function we can pass the arguments if we need. Okay, and the friend function can be informed to the compiler. The function can be shared with the all other things, whether it does not have any access specifiers kind of that, it can be informed to the compiler. So the compiler does not consider whether it is a private access member, private member functions or public member functions. So it can be allowed to share with the another classes. Okay, so actually the friend is not, we can note that the friend is not used when the class is defined outside of the classes. Okay, when we are defined the functions into the outside of the classes, we cannot be used this friend function. So within a class itself we have to use. Okay, then member function and friend function, we just want to know the difference between the member function and friend function. The member function can invoked by the particular object. We have created the separate object for a function or class, and by using that we can invoke the particular function definitions and functions. And the friend function, actually there is no part of that class. Okay, so it is not a part of the class, so it can be shared with all the things. And the friend function can be depending upon whether the function is private or product. According to that only it can be shared, the shared in between the classes. But the friend function cannot access any irrespective of the private and public protected data. Why? Because it is not a part of the class, so it can be shared with the another classes and functions. Friend function. So, since I already told you, the friend function can use it to access the private member of the classes inside the friend function, and its objects and member variable and member functions can be shared with the another classes and functions. Let us see how it can be shared. Okay, this is what the simple example program. See the window, hash include iostream.h, class second and class first. This name of a second class can be declared here. This definition can be following into the programming. Class first contains the private member variable and public functions. Here into that public we can use the friend function add of first comma second. Here the first comma second, the class name can be passed as an argument, which means that the static data members can be accessed by these functions. Okay, then class second can be defined here. Let us see. Private integer n1, here n1 is a private data member variable, and public second of integer, and we have another function add of first comma second as a friend function. Both the classes can containing the functions of add first comma second function, and both the functions can use the class as a argument. Here the static data member can be passed as a argument into the functions. Okay, and followed that we have to define that function into the outside of the classes. For that we have used the scope resolution operator. The name of the class can be mentioned first. After that we can use the scope resolution operator, and followed that we have the functions first of integer n. Into that we have to get the particular n value no equal to n0 equal to n. and we have to assign the n value to the n0. Okay, and it can be considered as a number n0. Then the second class also can be defined like that. The outside of the classes, the class name second will be mentioned, followed that we have a scope resolution operator, and followed that we have to mention the function second n. Here the n value also can be considered for and assigned to the n1. Here we can get the n0 and n1 value by using the first and second functions, and after that we have to calculate the function. Here integer add of first of f comma second of s. Here we can pass the class object as a argument, and that can be get the n1 n1 comma n0 respectively, and it can be get the value, and it will be passed and it can be calculated. Here return of f dot, here f is a object of a first class and s is a object of a second class. Those object can be passed here as a arguments, and by using that we can calculate the addition operation, and it can be producing the result. Okay, according to that the friend function can be used to accessing the private member function of the classes. Okay, so this is what the simple example program. Next, we are going to use the friend class. The private member of the class, one class can be accessed from the data member functions and variables of the another class by making them as a friend. So we have to use the friend classes. Let us see the example program. Here, see the window. The hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h. Followed that we have a classes definitions and declarations, class second and class first. Into that we can have a private data member variable and functions. Into that we have we have to declare the friend class. Here we can also use the keyword of a friend to declare the classes of a friend. Similarly, the friend function, we have to use the friend is a keyword, and after that we have a function name. Kind of that we are also use the friend is a keyword, and followed that we have a class name, and we have a keyword of class. After that we have mentioned the class name. Into that the first function consisting of a classes second. Because of this we can access this private member data variable by using the into the member functions of a second classes. Okay, let us see how it's happening. See here the number equal to n, they are assigning into the functions of the first class, and the class second can be defined here, public void show of first f. Here also the object can be passed as an argument into the functions, and into the function can be accessed the particular first functions of a variable. Okay, the private variable. This is how the friend class can be accessing the private data member variable of a friend class by making the friend. Okay, so this is how we can use the friend classes. This is the time we can say the thank you. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any doubts, post into the comment box. Okay. If you are not subscribed the channel yet, do subscribe. Thank you.